And thank you so much, Leanne. And as you say, we go across now to Ethiopia. And this is where President Cyril Ramaphosa is currently on a working visit to that country, and this to attend the SADC Double Troika Summit. And top of the agenda at the summit will be the ability to assess current political developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo, amongst others, and this following recently held elections. And let's check in now with SABC's correspondent in Ethiopia, Coletta Wanjohi. Coletta, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Now, Coletta, first and foremost, SADC Troika happening there in Addis Ababa this morning. Who is expected to be in attendance?
Well, for now, we know that South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is here. He arrived yesterday, and today he'll be joining. Expectedly, there will be a total of 16 heads of state from the SADC region as well as from the Great Lakes region. Meeting that will be happening in an hour's time will be led by the President of Namibia. And as you've mentioned, part of the issues, the main agenda will be the political situation in the DRC. So we expect that it will be a fully fledged meeting because the issue of DRC really directly affects all the neighbors within the SADC region.
Coletta, questions being asked about that, though, because the candidate who lost, Fayulu, in the DRC, he's gone to the Constitutional Court, and it's been questioned whether SADC should not await the outcome of that process.
I think what SADC is doing is just preparing, creating scenarios just in case anything happens, because this is what the African Union has been saying, that regions within which countries have issues should be able to arrest the situation before it happens. So we are expecting the SADC just to create scenarios on another way. But at the end of the day, we're going to see SADC waiting for the Constitutional Court ruling, and depending on what ruling comes out and depending on the results or the reaction of the people of DRC to the ruling, then the SADC region will be ready with to assist DRC, especially go through a peaceful transition of government. So we might see the SADC region proposing issues that can happen. There are talks about issues being discussed of power sharing, other talks about how political dialogue can happen in DRC and all that. But this SADC will only act after the Constitutional Court ruling.
Any indication as to whether Zimbabwe and the situation there will make it onto the agenda, Coletta?
Yes, at the moment, it's just the DRC that has been talked about. But by the time this meeting was being held, the Zimbabwe situation had not really got very hot. But for now, we are going to see probably Zimbabwe being slipped into the agenda, because all these members meeting here from the SADC region are also members where Zimbabwe falls. So we might see Zimbabwe also being slipped into the agenda. DRC is a hot issue right now, but also Zimbabwe has come up, and the leaders being here together at this point are not going to have another meeting to discuss Zimbabwe. So they're bound to also put Zimbabwe in the agenda.
And just a final question. We've been reading reports about fuel shortages in Ethiopia. In Addis Ababa, where you are, what is the situation like there?
Well, at the fuel situation lasted almost about 3 days, and this was basically because of skirmishes, especially in the outskirts of Addis Ababa, the capital city, because we know there are still pockets of militant groups, pockets of skirmishes within there, people who are still disillusioned and feel that they still need to get the government in another way. But as of yesterday, the Prime Minister's office assured the public that the leaders, especially from the bottom line of the society, have been approached by the government, and they've talked to the young people who've been blocking roads so that the trucks couldn't come in through Djibouti. And now the situation has been arrested, and the situation is now calm. And as we're talking right now, the fuel lines in petrol stations are much shorter, and there's fuel coming into the city. What the government is now working on is to ensure that the current calm remains, and that has to happen with political dialogue in the areas beyond Addis Ababa, where people, especially young people, are disillusioned and feel that as members of the opposition, they deserve also a spot in the government.
Well, thank you so much for that and that update there from Addis Ababa, where our President Cyril Ramaphosa is attending the SADC Double Troika Summit. All right, we're going to leave that there.